What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is a look at the Viscera Prizewall event. So this is a little bit different Prizewall video for me. I mean, we sometimes do them, often don't, but this week in particular, there is the chance to get Viscera for a guaranteed set amount. $99 and you guarantee yourself Viscera, which means today, if you do his early bonus tour, you get 5,000 guaranteed medallions, and then typically you get something like 20,000 on the Sunday tour. Again, make sure you go to the blog, double check me for that, and always check in-game for the latest when it comes up. But if you are planning on, okay, I'm going to have maybe an additional 25,000 Prizewall medallions plus whatever I can get in here, right? So there's 1,700, there's another, so that's like 3,000 right there. Nothing. Although some Viscera shards. Nothing. Oh man. Nothing. Okay, so you're getting at least, say, close to 30,000 now. All right, nothing there. All right, so, and then if you're spending for Viscera, you're guaranteeing that you're going to end up around here. So that's about 2,000 more. So it's like 5,000. So 3,200. If you go hard, you might make it to there. That's like 3,600. That would be about 40,000, less than 40,000. That would be about, let's say 45 to be safe. And then that's about 65 right there. So if you max the event, you'll end up with about 65 just based off this. That's not counting anything that's in tours, etc., etc. If you just buy Viscera, you should have about 30,000 give or take. So let's just say if you were to buy Viscera and get that, you'd have about 30-ish thousand of these Prizewall medallions. Might be more because there's more in the event that's just not in the milestones, but still, that would mean you're getting close to an ultimate 100% gem defense strap on Viscera, which is kind of an interesting move. I mean, sure, like, you don't need to do damage if your opponent can't get back up, plus you're healing yourself every turn, plus you are doing a lot of damage. Okay, bundle of takedown, you get those 2 takedown. Bundle of fury, you get those 2 fury, guaranteed slots if you need them. The rest of the stuff here, so let's say, again, 20 to 30,000 as a rough estimate. The Fearless Stare is good on some people. Whenever you make 6 or more sub-gems, increase your black gem damage by 200%. It's not going to change the game for Penta unless you run a different moveset than I prefer, but even then he's not the best character for that one. It's people who do subs into black gems as their primary setup. The Punk's Gauntlets, if you could get to 37,500, are absolutely critical on at least Devon for the males, Acro Devon, and Trickster, I just lost her name, Liv. Trickster Liv, both of them can do a bajillion damage if they have that plate, plus there's a bunch of others that can use it as well. This plate is okay, it's not even the best on Dom. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This one's okay too, but you got it for 5K the weekend it came out, so you maybe already have at least one of those if you've been playing consistently. This one I don't use on anybody anymore. 15 or more trap gems increase your purple move damage. Yeah, I don't use it on anybody. This one is good, but not great, just because silence gems haven't gotten to focus. But this one right here is where I want to focus for a second. If you got one of the Boss Man plates off of the previous Prizewall, then the Botch Slapped would be the complement to that. So if you don't have one of these, those two together are going to make some, probably future, and that's the problem, Botch Gem character great. But there's not really a lot of Botch Gem characters in the game right now that use 30 plus botch gems, therefore activating the Botchman plate. However, we have been not told but hinted at that will change. So My guess is next month or the month after is going to be botch focused. It would make a lot of sense if next month is botch focused for your moves. So Unbreakable Crown is good. It works on several people. This is a great one. You can also get it off of the month long if you get all 4 of the if you max the MLC, basically, you can get this one. But this, if you got Penta, this is a vital plate for Penta. If you have Hall of Fame JBL, it's really good on him. Werewolf Ozzy. But it's a pretty limited case use. There's just a few people that if they use it, they really use it, right? These ones are okay, nothing to shout home about. And then, of course, there's Shards, right? So if you need Nikki Cross, 14,000, and you got 100, if you're 100 away, you would guarantee yourself Nikki. If you don't have Dom, that means you didn't play a couple months ago, but he's really good for an A tier. If you don't have Akam, that means you didn't play. Tongaloa, really not important. This is the one, Uncle Howdy. 75 shards might not get you there, but that would get you closer. So realistically, actually, man, these shards kind of suck. Most of them are A tier. So it's really Nikki and Bo Dallas are the focus of those ones. Then you've got these mega chance ones. They tend to not be good to me. The RNG usually sucks. Or you've got Viscera, Ministry of Darkness, 150% gem damage strap for 25k, which is the one I would recommend. If you want to go for the move damage or the gem defense, you've also got that. You've got token bundles and econ, as Goldie calls it. So realistically, should you go for anything here? The big daddy would be if you're spending a lot, you get the Ministry Business. But that's going to take you maxing pretty much the entire event. And more than just spending on Viscera. Like just spending to get Viscera should not theoretically get you all the way to the Ministry Business plate. But we did a video on that. This one might come out before that one or vice versa. I haven't decided how I'm going to set them up yet. I usually do that when I'm making the thumbnails to get them going. But it is a great plate. It's not game-breakingly great. So I would not recommend if you're like spending out the wazoo. I don't know what a wazoo is, but it sounds dirty for it. Then I don't know that it's worth that. But it is a very, very good plate. If you could guarantee yourself a pair of Punk's gauntlets, I would say that is actually the big get, because that makes, at the very least, Devon and Liv like top of the top tier, and Liv, Trick Liv, like you can run her just 2 red moves and she hits for 70 million with that plate, or you can go through her whole move set in the funny way where you go whoop whoop, forward through it and then backwards through it so you don't accidentally trigger it in the wrong order, and she does like 400 million damage. So that's a big plate if you don't have one. It is phenomenal, just out of saying there. Then the next one I would say is the botch slapped. Like if you maybe get Viscera and get that 20-something thousand, but don't get it quite enough to get to the Punk's gauntlets without spending a bunch more, and you don't want to spend, understandable. Botch slapped is kind of future proofing if you got the boss man plate on the last prize wall, right? Other than that, it's really kind of what are you missing? The shards for Carrion, JD, Dom, Akam, and Tongaloa are stupid, to be quite honest, to have on here, because they're all A tiers that you probably got before. And if you didn't, like, great. I mean, recruiting Dirty Dom he's very good, but he was, again, A tier free if you played the game character. So really the only shards that matter are Nikki Cross and Bo Dallas. So yeah, it's really up to you what you think this prize wall is worth. For me, I would say the biggest value is the Punk plate, to be honest. I think that's really where it is. If you could get enough to get Ministry Business, absolutely go for it. But without knowing exactly how many prize walls medallions you're going to get, it's kind of a gamble for that one. My estimation is you still have to go pretty hard spending, that is to get enough for that. But if you already bought Viscera and you're going to have something for him, get 150 strap if you don't have that for him. That would be great too. And that's kind of it for that prize wall. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Did you get Viscera? Are you going to go hard this weekend? That's kind of the question. We'll see you on the next one, friends. Bye.